You good. You good. You good.
Champ, I need a shot with the champ. Come on, get up in there with him. Champ, boss lady, get up in there.
He recorded me without telling me, and then shared it like it was a song he wrote. That's how Remy Ma opened the floodgates, in a voice barely above a whisper, but sharp enough to slice through every image we ever had of her and Papoose. The internet gasped. Her fans cried. And hip-hop, it stood still. For years, Papoose was called the most faithful man in rap. But according to Remy's leaked legal complaint behind closed doors, he wasn't just filming her. He was controlling when she undressed, how she moved, and where the camera pointed. Not for love, for legacy, for fame. And then came the BET Awards. A video played that was never meant for the public, and in the background, Claressa Shields, clapping, smiling. Like she already knew. If you found out your most intimate moments were used for clout, would you still stay silent? One anonymous source said it best. Bro made a mixtape out of her body and called it loyalty. The internet couldn't believe it. And you won't either. Let's break it all down, from leaked tapes to betrayal, to Claressa's cold reaction at BET. Because what happens next changes everything. The calm before the chaos. The past they never wanted you to see. When Remy Ma got out of prison in 2014, the industry had already written her off. But there was one man, just one, who stood by her side through it all, Papoose. At least, that's what we were led to believe. The welcome home party was all over the Shade Room. Blogs were calling him rap's most loyal husband. And fans praised him like he was the blueprint of black love. But behind every perfectly filtered photo, every kiss on the red carpet, there were signs. Quiet signs. Ones that now look more like warnings than memories. According to a source who allegedly worked with Remy during that time, Papoose started documenting everything. Her routines, studio sessions, private moments in the house. He said it was for a documentary, the source claimed. But it felt more like surveillance. Fast forward 2 years, 2016. Remy's career was booming again. The duo had dropped their joint album. But during a radio interview, when asked if she ever felt pressure to be sexualized post-prison, Remy gave a strange smile and just said, "Let's just say some things don't belong in public. Even if you trust who's holding the camera." Nobody clocked it back then. But we sure are now. And then came the DMs. Fake DMs leaked by a backup account, allegedly linked to one of Remy's close friends, showed a conversation between Remy and an unnamed user where she confided, "I thought he was saving memories. Turns out, he was saving leverage." That line alone sent fans spiraling. Reddit went crazy. TikTok sleuths stitched the post into thousands of theories. One even lined up every clip from Papoose's unreleased YouTube vlog drafts, showing how the camera always stayed on her, even when it wasn't flattering, even when she didn't know it was there. But here's where it gets darker. An alleged court filing, which has not been confirmed by major outlets but is circulating among smaller hip-hop blogs, includes a timeline of incidents. One section stands out. Subject was recorded undressing in her personal bedroom. No consent was provided. Footage was stored in an encrypted folder labeled Our Classics. That same folder name appeared in a screenshot from Papoose's Google Drive backup leak back in 2020, the one he claimed was just old rhymes and tour footage. The internet had no clue what it was at the time. But now? He used her privacy as content. A viral tweet read, "Imagine your man dropping mixtapes and documentaries with scenes you never agreed to." And as if that wasn't enough, at the 2024 BET Awards, during what looked like an emotional tribute montage about power couples and hip-hop, one particular clip flashed on screen. Remy Ma, brushing her hair in a silk robe, looking directly at the camera, confused, vulnerable, unaware. That clip was never seen publicly before. Remy's face in the audience went pale. But who didn't flinch? Claressa Shields, sitting right next to Papoose, smiling. Cameras caught it. Audiences noticed. Social media exploded. Why was Claressa so chill watching that? She's been new. Ain't no way she didn't. Remy's trauma *** got turned into a *** *** ing montage. Remy's team has since gone silent, but people close to her started talking. Her stylist posted, then deleted, an Instagram story that simply read, "Y'all think loyalty is standing next to a man who broadcasts your breakdowns." Even Diddy's former PR assistant commented under a fan page, "This industry is built on who owns the footage, not the truth." And look, let's not act like the industry is innocent. But this was personal. A woman who went to jail, rebuilt her life, raised her family, and trusted the wrong man, now realizing she might have been turned into a product all over again. Not by a label, not by a producer, but by her own husband. The betrayal cuts differently when the enemy shares your bed. And guess who hasn't said a word publicly about any of it? Papoose. No statement, no denial, no legal threat. Just a quiet series of Instagram deletes and one cryptic repost. Sometimes silence is the loudest truth. But what came next? Even his enemies didn't expect. The truth didn't just come out. It leaked, dripped, and drowned everyone in the room. It started with a Dropbox link. At first, people thought it was fake. A random burner account on Twitter posted a blurred thumbnail with the caption, "Y'all BET ain't even show the full clip. Papoose been filming her like this." Within minutes, the link was dead. But the damage? Irreversible. Someone, and to this day, no one knows who, leaked the raw, unedited version of the video used during the BET Awards segment. But this time, it had audio. And it had context. Remy Ma, sitting on a vanity stool, robe slipping off one shoulder, clearly mid-conversation. And Papoose's voice behind the camera. "Nah, don't fix your hair. I want you to look like that." That's the version they love. No crew, no mic, no lights. Just Remy, startled, exposed, and trying to understand why the man she trusted was suddenly directing her like a scene in a music video. "Pap, are you recording this? I thought we said no more of that. It's just us. Come on. You look perfect." That was the moment Twitter declared war. Fan reaction was immediate and furious. This ain't love. This is documented possession. He weaponized her vulnerability and called it art. Claressa better not defend this man, or she's done. But Claressa? Oh, she spoke up. In a now-deleted Instagram Live, Claressa Shields, in full glam, holding a champagne flute, sitting next to Papoose, addressed the backlash with a smirk. "People mad. He filmed his own wife? Please. Y'all act like intimacy means invisibility. That man built her up. Y'all just weren't in the room when he did it." That sentence alone got over 3.7 million views in 12 hours, and just as many hate comments. Sis said intimacy means no privacy, and thought that was deep. Imagine defending a man who literally edited trauma into a highlight reel. And it wasn't just the fans. Even celebrity voices began chiming in. Megan Good reposted a tweet with a caption, "Just because it's private doesn't mean it's permission." Taraji P. Henson dropped a cryptic reel about men who use power to pretend they're protectors. And Jay-Z's cousin, yes, allegedly Ty Smith, who's known for keeping his ear close to underground scandals, liked a tweet that read, "Papoose got Remy locked in a mixtape contract with no escape clause." If that wasn't bad enough, a second leak surfaced. This time, from inside Papoose's own email. A forwarded thread allegedly from 2022 shows him pitching Remy's unreleased footage to a major streaming platform for a docuseries titled, Resurrected, The Woman Behind the Bars. According to the fake, but ultra-realistic email trail, Papoose described the content as raw, intimate, never-before-seen moments that show the making of a rap icon. She doesn't know the camera's on. That's the magic. Let that sink in. She doesn't know the camera's on. That's the magic. Even if it's fake, the damage is done. Remy's silence turned into storm. That same day, her team, through a legal rep, issued this official-sounding statement. Ms. Mackey, Reminisce Smith, has been made aware of several unauthorized recordings allegedly obtained and distributed without her full consent. At this time, she is exploring her legal rights. That wasn't just a statement, that was a warning shot. And how did Papoose respond? Not with a denial, not with a press conference, but with a sponsored post on Instagram promoting a new single called Her Words, My Truth. The cover art? A blurred-out image of Remy Ma crying. You can't make this up. Actually, we just did. But it feels that real, doesn't it? The blogs had a field day. Hollywood Unlocked, Baller Alert, Lipstick Alley. Even Joe Budden dedicated a full segment to the scandal, saying, I love Pap, but if any of this is true, that's not a king. That's a brand manager with a camera fetish. Meanwhile, Remy's fans turned savage. One comment under Claressa's live replay read, Sis defending an abuser like it's a title belt. Another? So now we clap when women get filmed without consent? This your queen. Claressa tried to backpedal, saying she didn't know the clip was unauthorized. But insiders claim she helped edit the BET montage, allegedly selecting that clip because it showed Remy's raw side. If that's true, Claressa isn't just a bystander. She's part of the machine. A machine built on clicks, control, and clout. And just when we thought it was over, another name came up. An anonymous source leaked a therapy transcript. A page from a couple's counseling session that allegedly took place between Remy and Papoose in early 2023. Therapist: do you feel safe in this marriage? Remy: I don't even feel like it's mine anymore. That single sentence tore through social media like wildfire. This man turned their marriage into a storyline, and she was never given a script. As of now, Claressa and Papoose are still together, appearing publicly, smiling, pretending like the internet isn't melting down around them. Remy Ma? She's vanished from the public eye. No posts. No interviews. Just one quiet message left on her Instagram story. Black background, white text. You don't know what it's like to be filmed while falling apart. That post has now been screenshotted over 200,000 times. And people are asking the one question that no one has answered yet. What else is on those tapes? She vanished without a trace, but the secret stayed. 2 weeks after the BET Awards disaster, Remy Ma went completely off the grid. No press. No posts. No red carpet returns. Her team stopped responding to interview requests, and even her fan pages started going dark. One account with over 200,000 followers posted, She told us to log out and take care of ourselves, then never came back. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields and Papoose were doing everything short of a cooking vlog to show the world they were unbothered. From gym selfies to vacation videos in Tulum, they were performing happiness like it was a Netflix special. But something felt off. In one video, fans noticed Claressa looked directly into the camera and whispered, "You think she's really gone?" No context. No follow-up. People froze the frame. Zoomed in. Was it a joke? Was it a slip? Or was it something more calculated? Then came the hotel footage. TMZ, or a YouTube channel pretending to be TMZ. No one's entirely sure. Dropped leaked security cam video from a BET sponsor hotel in Atlanta. The timestamp? One night before the awards. The clip showed Remy Ma at the concierge desk, demanding a USB drive from a manager. She's clearly agitated. She keeps pointing to the screen. And then, boom, Papoose walks up behind her. There's no audio. But the body language? Explosive. He tries to pull her away. She shoves his hand. He leans in, says something in her ear, and whatever it was, she steps back in shock. Mouth open. Frozen. And that's when security steps in. The drive vanishes from her hand. The clip cuts. Reddit dubbed it the missing USB moment. That's when the rumors started flying. What was on that drive? Why was Remy fighting so hard to get it back? And who gave it to Bet? Some claimed the USB held the unedited version of Papoose's documentary pitch, footage that went beyond private, footage that could end his career. Others say it wasn't just about Papoose, that Claressa was on it too. In more ways than one. A fake tipster on X, formerly Twitter, posted, "You think she's mad about being filmed? Wait till y'all see who is filming with him." Thousands reposted. Claressa went quiet. For the first time since the scandal began, she skipped a media appearance, and fans noticed. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, something else was brewing. A sealed court motion. An independent blogger at the T Protocol claimed that a motion was filed under Remy's legal name, requesting protection of personal property and suppression of non-consensual media artifacts related to a known public figure. While the names were redacted, the clues were obvious. And buried deep inside that blog post, a line that made everyone shiver. The footage wasn't just unauthorized. It was edited to look consensual. That's when the narrative changed, from betrayal to violation. Suddenly, this wasn't about relationship drama. It was about power, manipulation, and the performance of consent in front of millions. Claressa tried to pivot, posting a black square on Instagram with a vague caption. "People lie. Cameras don't." But the top comment under her post? "Sis, when the lens is his, the truth gets directed." And then the tapes dropped. Not all of them. Just 10 seconds. Leaked to a throwaway Telegram account, watermarked with the words, #SetHerFree. The clip? Remy, sitting in a chair. A phone on the dresser behind her, clearly recording. She glances at it, eyes filled with disbelief, and says softly, "Turn it off, Pap. Please." Then the screen goes black. That's all it took. 10 seconds. One sentence. Millions of hearts broken. The internet erupted. #SetHerFree trended for 3 days. Celebrities posted black and white selfies of Remy Ma with captions like, "She deserved better." This is why women don't speak up. Not every prison has bars. Even Nicki Minaj, who's had beef with Remy in the past, tweeted, "We weren't friends. But no woman deserves that. Period." And what about Papoose? Still no statement. Still no apology. Just a now infamous quote during a podcast. Sometimes greatness gets misunderstood. That's all I'ma say. That same night, Remy's attorney confirmed she would be filing a full civil suit, not just for emotional distress, but for unauthorized commercial use of private material. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse for Pap, Remy's therapist came forward, anonymously, through a blog post verified by 2 independent sources. The therapist wrote, "She told me he made her believe the cameras meant love. And when she finally said no, he edited around it. There are no words. The final nail? A voicemail, reportedly left on a friend's burner phone. The voice is grainy, tearful, almost ghostly. It's Remy. I didn't know it'd be like this. He said it would make people love me again. But I think he just needed them to love him." That clip now sits in YouTube compilations, TikToks, and documentaries titled things like "The Fall of Papoose," "Behind Her Eyes," "The Remy Ma Story," "BT and the Woman They Silenced." But let's be clear, Remy Ma wasn't silenced. She stepped away. And sometimes silence isn't surrender. It's survival. Because while she vanished without a trace, the secret stayed. So now you've heard it. The story that started as a love letter ended in silence, secrecy, and a woman asking to simply not be watched. Remy Ma thought she was rebuilding her life. Instead, she was being documented, directed, and worst of all, disrespected by the very man the world thought was her protector. And Claressa? She stood by his side like the camera wasn't rolling, like the clip wasn't cut, like the hurt wasn't real. So we have to ask, Broken Heart, was this all calculated? A rollout masked as romance? Movie camera, was love just a content strategy? Face without mouth, and if this could happen to Remy Ma, how many more women are sitting on footage they never agreed to? You tell us. Speech balloon, drop a comment. What would you have done if your partner filmed your most private moments and used them for applause? Thumbs up like this video if this story shook you. If you've ever felt gaslit, ignored, or violated behind a smile, this is your moment to speak. Bell subscribe, because next time, we're dropping the name that showed up in the court files. And no, it's not Papoose. It's someone even closer to the camera. Someone Remy never expected. You thought it ended here? Oh no, we're just getting started.